Welcome, everyone, to The Explainer. If you're running a therapy practice right now, well, you already know that giving amazing patient care is really only half the battle. The other half? It's protecting your practice's revenue and staying perfectly compliant in a regulatory landscape that is just constantly shifting under our feet. So today, we're unpacking the ultimate 2026 therapy practice survival guide. We're going to break down the exact strategies you need to plug those revenue leaks, navigate some massive new rules, and find the right tech partners to lock down your financial future.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. First, stopping medical claim denials. Second, the 2026 HIPAA updates. Third, choosing a billing clearinghouse. And fourth, therapy billing partner solutions.
Starting off with Section 1, Stopping Medical Claim Denials.
So, I want you to think of claim denials like a leaky bucket, holding your practice's hard-earned cash. 5 to 10%, that's the industry average denial rate for medical claims right now. Just process that for a second. If your clinic bills $100,000, up to 10 grand of that is getting trapped in administrative limbo. Or even worse, it's just lost entirely. You can pour patient hours into the top of that bucket all day long, but if we don't plug these holes, growing your practice is going to be a serious uphill battle. That's money you could literally be using to hire better staff, upgrade your space, or, just buy yourself some peace of mind. We absolutely have to get that number down.
To plug the leak, we've got to know what's causing it. The top 5 culprits usually look like this. Coordination of benefits, which, let's be honest, is basically insurance companies playing a giant game of hot potato with your bill. Then you have plan coverage issues, incorrect plan code entries, maximum benefits exceeded, and inactive coverage. Do you notice a trend here? Almost all of these are front-end eligibility issues. That means re-verifying a patient's eligibility right at the time of service, before the claim ever goes out, is your absolute best defense. Catching a coverage change early is a total game changer for avoiding massive headaches later on.
Now, it's also really crucial to understand how these denials actually behave, because they aren't all the same. You've got your soft denials and your hard denials. Soft denials are, well, they're super frustrating, but they are fixable. Usually it's just missing or invalid data, right? You fix the typo, resubmit, and you get paid. But hard denials, no way. Those are the real danger. These are almost always authorization issues, like if you forgot to get prior auth before a session. And the reality is, you cannot fix a hard denial. That revenue, it's permanently gone. Poof. Which is exactly why those proactive front-end checks we just talked about are absolutely mandatory.
All right, pivoting over to Section 2, the 2026 HIPAA updates.
Because, honestly, getting paid is only half the battle. Right now, there is a totally new wave of cyber threats out there, and regulators are fundamentally changing how they look at healthcare data. Catastrophic fines are looming for anyone who falls behind. And what's really fascinating and a bit alarming is the sheer speed of this timeline. A notice of proposed rulemaking dropped in January 2025. The final rule is expected in 2026, and then you only get a super tight 12-month window to implement it all. We are talking about a multi-billion-dollar shift towards strict new cybersecurity rules, things like mandatory multi-factor authentication and continuous asset inventory. The early adopters who start getting ready today, they're going to buy themselves crucial time before enforcement really tightens up.
And the big takeaway with these new regulations is that HIPAA compliance has to be a highly collaborative effort now. The days of handing a giant, dusty binder to your office manager and saying, "Hey, we're compliant," those days are completely over. Actually tackling these technical safeguards requires real teamwork across your clinical staff, your admin team, and your IT vendors. Every single person plays a part in locking down that patient data.
Okay, so to make this actually manageable, we can break this incredibly dense legal text down into a simple 3-step pathway. Step 1, conduct a thorough risk analysis and gap assessment. You have to know exactly where your electronic protected health information actually lives. Step 2, implement your policies and update your business associate agreements, your BAAs, with literally every vendor that touches your data. And step 3, monitor, audit, and, this is the big one, have a solid plan to respond to incidents when they happen.
And speaking of responding to incidents, listen up, because this is probably the most alarming proposed change for 2026, the 24-hour breach notification rule. Regulators want an accelerated 24-hour reporting timeline for high-risk data breaches so they match up with state laws. You can't just wait around for a few weeks to figure out what happened anymore. You absolutely must have your incident response playbooks built right now. You need to know exactly who to call the very minute you suspect a breach.
Moving right along to Section 3, choosing a billing clearinghouse.
To survive this whole mess of claim denials and strict compliance, having the right technology partner is literally your best shield. But your ideal clearinghouse really depends on the size of your practice.
So, for solo practices, maybe 1 to 3 providers, Office Ally is a fantastic pick, mostly because it's free or very low cost. Now, if you're a mid-sized clinic, say up to 20 providers, Waystar is amazing. They bring in this incredible AI automation to stop denials, running about $200 to $800 a month. Large practices really should be looking at Availity for their massive payer connectivity. And finally, enterprise operations with 50-plus providers, you're generally going to need the custom heavy-duty scale of a platform like Optum.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. After seeing 2 major breaches in just 24 months, relying on a single vendor is a financial risk you simply cannot afford. For 2026, every single therapy practice has to maintain a backup clearinghouse. If your main vendor gets hit by a cyber attack or just goes down, you have to have a secondary route to push your claims through. Otherwise, your cash flow is going to freeze overnight, and nobody wants that.
Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 4, Therapy Billing Partner Solutions.
When it comes down to it, leveraging a dedicated human partner for your revenue cycle is the ultimate solution. You really do have a choice here. You can manage billing internally, which means taking on a massive administrative burden, constantly fighting with changing payer systems, and risking those awful hard denials we talked about. Or you can contrast that massive headache with the total relief of outsourcing to Operant Billing Solutions. They provide complete revenue cycle management, seamless integration with your existing EMR, and a dedicated team of experts who basically act as a direct extension of your own clinic.
And the specific benefits of partnering with Operant? They're designed to completely eliminate friction. First off, they use a zero migration setup. That means they work right inside your existing EMR, so you don't have to go through some painful system overhaul. Plus, you get a dedicated single point of contact. No more screaming at random call centers. They also do a multi-point pre-bill review to actively catch and prevent those soft and hard denials. They are deeply specialized in ABA and general therapy billing. But the absolute best part? It is entirely performance-based. You literally only pay for the revenue they actually recover for you. You get to focus 100% on patient care, and the experts handle all the complex paperwork. It's a win-win.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question. Are you losing money without realizing it? Between the hidden denials, the strict timely filing limits, and all these shifting HIPAA rules, the answer is very likely yes. Please don't leave your practice's survival up to chance. Take action today. I highly recommend reaching out to Ralph at Operant Billing Solutions. They do a free, no-obligation consultation. You can email him directly at ralph@operantbilling.com or just pick up the phone and dial 253-328-4597. Secure your financial future so you can get back to what you actually do best, changing your patients' lives. Thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.